Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. I want to talk about my day at work. I know I do this a lot, but I'm trying to just give you guys a synopsis of what my day can be like. Today was Friday, so I was in a good spot, I think, generally. Um, I try to approach each day positively, and I usually feel pretty good about that. When I go in, I try not to have any negative thoughts or expectations of bad things that can happen, even though often bad things do happen. Not super bad, but I've already explained earlier in the week how things like tornadoes or tornado warnings or shootings nearby can affect what goes on in our school. But today was an interesting day because there were ups and downs. So I'll explain to you guys what my day entailed in some detail. I start off with a kid I knew at Eastridge, and that's nice because he didn't really like me when he went to Eastridge. He was very shy, not only shy, but he was also he just didn't want to work with me. And he had connections to other teachers that he liked better, and that's fine. And we kind of turned it into a joke sometimes, like, "Hey man, I'm going to come work with you later." He's like, "No, you're not," and I go, "Yeah, I am." And he'd see me in the hall and be not happy to see me. Um, he's a Mexican kid. I don't even know technically what his diagnosis is, but I know that he's just he's kind of slower than other kids basically at learning stuff. But here we are 3 years later, and now I get to be in this kid's life again. And he's completely different, and it's a great thing to see that he gets in there. So I have concert band with this kid and another kid. So he's a freshman, and the other kid I work with is a senior. I don't worry about the senior so much. He's very capable, and he basically knows what to do when it comes to school. And like I said, he's a senior, so he knows the drill. So I generally just leave him alone. I go just check on him when we get into class. Go, is everything good? He's like, yes, everything's good. I go, you need me? Well, I'll be with this other kid. And it's cool because the senior is learning snare drum for concert band, and this other kid is learning clarinet. Now, first day, a couple days ago, I asked the kid, what were you playing an instrument back when you were Prairie Middle School? And he said, yeah. I go, what instrument was that? He's like, it was the tuba. And I was like, wow, that's a big instrument. I was like, did you like it? He's like, yeah, I had fun playing it. I go, you want to do that again? He's like, no, I want to try something different. That's to me, that's really amazing when a special needs kid can go out of his comfort zone and try something new. I think that's a huge deal. It's a huge deal for a person like me or a typical person, anybody, but especially for a special needs kid. So, in the last Wednesday and Friday, I've worked with him and just sat there really because we got a great crew of college kids that come in and work with the freshmen on learning all the all the sections of instruments, whether it's woodwinds or percussion or brass. It's really cool. So I just sit there and watch. And the only time I really helped my kid today was when he dropped his phone out of his pocket and didn't know it, and I just put it on the chair next to it. Honestly, the biggest thing I did. I think I held the door open for a couple people moving stuff or moving music stands. I mean, I really didn't do much, but that was fine. So, but it feels good. And the other thing I do is I help him with his lock because he has a problem getting his combination lock to put his. He and his partner each have a clarinet, and they're supposed to put them in these lockers. They don't take them home. So that's my big contribution in first period for those 90 minutes. So go to my second period is what we call consumer math. It's the kids who have pretty severe needs. And need a lot of help learning math. And so we have a coffee shop at my high school. And so the lady that runs the coffee shop, she's really cool. She's a couple years older than me, and she helps teach the kids too. But in the morning, she runs the coffee shop usually with the assistance of one or two other kids. And then when they at the end of the shift, like I think they shut down around 10, maybe 9:30. After they clean up, they bring the money. They bring all the change and all the bills, and we have our kids count them. And I always have a good time with this. It's just fun for me to do that with the kids, and that was pretty good. And things were going well. And then it seemed like a lot of people, like a lot of my coworkers, kind of gave up. It's been a long week, and I get that, but man, we're in week one. And if you're already looking burnt out in week one, where are you going to be at week 10, man? So I kind of get frustrated at people that, I feel like and I know everyone has a difficult life. I try to be empathetic with that, but I'm on the older end of the entire staff there. So when see people half my age acting burned out or like they don't give a shit, I get a little frustrated with it. And so that was starting to happen this afternoon or in the morning. And our kids go to lunch at 11:30. I help bring them down there, and then at 11:40 I take my lunch. So basically, we go as a group. Some people take their lunches, and some people stay with the kids for their half-hour lunch. And so I was like, okay, I was a little annoyed with the people like from maybe 10:30 to 11:30 didn't seem to work that hard. When I was working, I was all over the room with the kids, and some people were kind of yapping. That was a little annoying, but that's okay. And so I helped this one kid with his lunch. He's one of my favorite kids. He was also the kid I counted money with. We always count nickels. And it's funny with this kid because I think he's on the autism spectrum. Once again, a lot of these kids, and I know it sounds ignorant that I don't know their diagnosis, but in a way I try not to actually do that. It's nice to know it, but it's also like I don't really need to know it. If you treat each kid as an individual and learn their strengths and their weaknesses, I think you work with them better. If you don't go into it, like when I first started 6.5 years ago at my elementary school, my boss would say, "Well, children with autism do this. They have some hallmarks that give them the diagnosis of autism, but if you lump those kids into one thing and think they all do the same thing, you're completely wrong." So I wouldn't listen to her when she said that. I felt like saying, well, my kid with autism, who I've had, at that point for 15, 16 years, he doesn't do these things. So anyway, so here's the thing that kind of got me annoyed, and I say that is why I try to control myself a little better, and I would never snap at school, but these fucking Yoplait yogurts, these little ones, you open them and it's like, just like, it's like the alien coming out of the chest, out of the guy, just, and it just nailed my shirt. And I try to dress nicely. I think it's important to not dress super nice because obviously, we're working in a world where we can get who knows what kind of foods or other things splattered upon us. But I try to dress nicely because I've noticed when you dress better than I dress in jeans and just basically a decent shirt. A lot of times even t-shirts, but not t-shirts with any sayings on them unless it's an Overland t-shirt. And a lot of people don't even dress that professionally, and I think you should, and especially at my age. And it's like I'd probably dress more professionally than close to half of the people I work with. And then I get approached by parents because they say, "Oh, that guy looks like he's semi-professional and knows what he's talking about." And even that, like, people have gotten upset with me because, like, I've been here 5 years and that person's never approached me. Well, maybe it's because you have a t-shirt with Yoda on it saying some stupid shit, and I have a regular dress shirt with jeans, and maybe I just look like I know something. That may not be fair, but that's the way the world works. A guy with a tie gets away with more than a guy with a shredded sweater and a beard. It's just the way the world works. So this yogurt splattered all over me. I was upset, but I got to go have my lunch, calm down. The period after that, I'm with the same teacher, and I helped our sub. Our sub was like 70 years old, and she's a sweet lady, and she always brings us bagels, but she needed a lot of help. And so I helped her a lot in that class. So we were talking about basically the history, not the geographic or geological, the history, the 4.6 billion year history of the planet. That's a heavy, and this was the kids that have less special needs, I'll put it that way. They're more capable of some things, especially when it comes to learning. But this is still a tough concept. We're learning about the Cenozoic era, the Mesozoic era, like when dinosaurs came about, when humans came about. And I'm helping, and our sub, like, can you help me? I was helping her a lot. And then a couple of my coworkers are like picking apart what I'm doing. It's like, wait a second. I helped her. She asked for my help. I didn't see any of you volunteer. I got up there. I'm writing stuff on the board. I'm talking to the kids, and all of a sudden, people are like, "Well, that's not the exact answer," because one of the questions was out of how long has Earth had life? It's been, we've been a planet 4.6 billion years. We've had life 3.5 billion of those years. So I guessed, oh, that's like 85%. And it didn't say it in the article that we were reading. So, and then this guy goes, well, it's actually 76%. We just did the calculator. I go, okay, fine. Let's have all these special needs kids erase 85 and put 76 because all of a sudden you want to chime in. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go do a part 2 because that ended up being a lot more bitching and I only got 3/4 through the day. But we'll do a part 2 because it ends on a good note. Okay. Ooh, keep hanging for the sequel. Ooh. All right. See you guys next time. See you in a minute. Bye.